Hey, welcome and congratulations for getting to day 6. We're so glad to have you here, and we're so glad that you're still going. You want to really keep giving yourself that time to work this business, and whether you've done this in one day or you've done it over the course of 6 days, it is totally fine how fast or how slow you want to go. And so we're going to talk about today doing follow-ups. So this is the 5th thing that we do every single day. There's a reason why we do it, and it's because a lot of the times when you first message someone, they're not going to sign up with you when you first message them. And so when you are talking to people, you are ultimately called planting seeds. Okay, and so when you're planting those seeds, you are messaging them, you're asking them about the products, you're asking them about the business, and what you're going to do is when they say anything but no, when they say yes, or they say maybe, or they say I get paid on Friday, you're going to put them on your potential distributor list or your potential loyal customer list, like we talked about in one of the videos. And every single Thursday and Friday or so, you're going to go ahead and follow up with those people. And the follow-ups are going to be so simple. It's going to be so simple, but we like to put urgency. And there's a reason for it, because the human mind works more and works better under pressure. And so if you are talking to people, say you were talking to someone about the TFX at the beginning of the week. If you were talking to people about the TFX and they didn't sign up with you when they said they were going to, and then on Friday you're going to follow up with them and say, hey, I'm down to one last spot for the TFX, do you want it? Or hey, I'm placing orders right now for the TFX, can I add your order to it? Or you can say something like, hey, we've got a huge deal going on with TFX, 40% off today. It's 40% off all the time, but 40% off today. You have to order to get this today only. Do you want it? And then chances are they're going to write back to you. Some people will ignore you again. And so I want to give you a little statistics that it will take anywhere from 4 to 21 times of following up with them before they actually either get started with you or order from you. So just know that when you're following up, it's not always going to be a yes. It's going to take putting in the work and sticking it out. So some people, when they get started, this is why I always say give yourself that time, because some people, when they get started, they plant seeds and they talk to people and they talk to people and they talk to people. And what happens is they don't get anybody right off the bat, and we live in like such a fast food world, right? So we live in a world where everybody wants things instantly. If it's not instant, then they throw it out. And this is something that's going to take time. And so I don't want you to throw it out prematurely, because when you're messaging people, just know that it's going to take 4 to 21 times. So if you message someone and you go to follow up with them for the first time, just know that you're one step closer to them actually getting started. Even if they don't start that day, you're one step closer to getting them started. And it's going to take a while for them to get going, for them to really see that you're doing this and you're committed, because people don't want to sign up with someone who is not committed. And so if you are committed and you are consistent, they are more likely for you to sign up with you than anybody else. And it works the same way, where if you were to get started and you were to talk to so many people and then you were to quit, if you quit within your first 3 to 6 months or even your first year, what's going to happen is you just did a ton of work for someone else. Someone who is committed is going to come along and they're going to say one word to that person, and boom, that person's going to order because they had already talked to you. And so excuse me. And so making sure that you take quitting off the table and you learn to fall in love with planting seeds, meaning talking to people and doing follow-ups. The fortune is always in the follow-up, no matter what. And so your follow-up doesn't always have to be, I've got one spot for this or I've got one spot for that. Say you message someone and you message them for the first time, they're interested in TFX, and then you go to message them the next time and you give them that kind of urgency. The next time you message them, you could say, hey, we're having a huge deal on our hair, skin, nails. I'm looking for a couple of product models. Are you interested? Or the next time you could say, the 4th time you could say, hey, I was wondering if you knew anybody who is interested in some extra income. I'm looking for a few new people to bring onto the team. And then if they don't respond that one, or they say no, The next one you're going to send them is going to be, we're having a cash giveaway. Do you want a free entry? So it's constantly going to be different messages that you're following up with them with. And I feel like this isn't talked about enough, but I want to make sure you know this right off the bat. So making sure you're following up with them, where you can find these follow-up messages. We've got a resource for everything, guys. Like, this is amazing. This page is amazing. So if you go to Team Diamond Hustler and you go to album section, there is one specific section that is all about follow-ups. It is all about follow-ups. You can find your follow-up messages that you can send out every single Friday. You can send them out. You can send them out something different. Switch it up. You can create that urgency. There's different messages going up in the team pages all the time, so you're going to see that. And you can also talk to your enroller. Always utilize your enroller because they can help you as well. So if you're curious or you have a question about something, make sure that you go and ask your enroller. And if you don't, if your enroller is not here or your enroller couldn't work it anymore or whatever their case may be, you can always go to your other upline, or you can come right up to me. And so I would make sure that you go to the next person in command. So if you are with someone and you know that they have a leader and they know they have a leader, make sure you go up the line. Then at the final, if you can't get a hold of anybody, make sure you shoot me a message. So, or you can put it in the team pages as well. And the team page, Team Diamond Hustler, you can ask questions in there anytime and someone will answer you, which is so good. And we just have a really good community of helping each other. And I really hope that you take that away from our team, that we're here to help you, that we want you to succeed. We're rooting in your favor. We're cheering you on. We are the people sitting on the sidelines saying, you go, you can do this. And I hope you take that away from it, okay? So the fortune is always in the follow-up, and making sure that you're doing your follow-ups every single week is super important. Anybody who says that they're interested in, in ordering on this day or they get paid on this day, make sure that if it's like on a Thursday, they say I get paid on Thursday. You write their name down in your calendar, and on Thursday in the morning, you follow up with them and you say, I'm so excited to get you started. Do you have some time for me to help you order right now? Or I'm so excited for you to get started. Do you have some time to get started right now if it's a distributor, okay? So the fortune's always going to be in the follow-up. And now the last thing that I wanted to talk about on this video is really about the full circle. So you've learned how to do the 5 things that we do every single day. The last thing is something I'll talk about on the next video. However, there's things that we do every single day, and it makes a full circle. And without one of them, you can't complete all of them. You have to do every single one every single day to keep your business consistent and prove to everybody else that you're serious, because no one's going to take you seriously, especially on your Facebook, until you take yourself seriously. And so this full circle is so important. So I like to use an analogy, and I use this analogy a lot with my team about planting seeds and growing them. And so when you really think about it, when you're going and you're adding people, what you're doing is it's almost like you're going to the store and you're buying a packet of seeds. And you're buying that packet of seeds. You can either plant the seeds or you can keep the seeds in your drawer for a rainy day. You never know whether, the thing is that when you get that packet, you're going to want to make sure that you plant those seeds. And how you plant them is by messaging people. So you go and you get the seeds from the store, and then you message people, and that is planting those seeds in the ground. And what it is planting a seed in that person's head that I've got something that you want, and you can take it right now or you can take it in the future. But either way, if they're interested once, they're always going to be interested. And so you're going to message them. When you message them and they say yes, or they say they're interested, or they ask a question about it, they're instantly on your potential list or your potential distributor list, okay? So you're adding, and you're going to go and plant that seed. And when you plant that seed, you're going to start watering it. And how you water it is in several different ways, okay? When you're watering it means that you got to show light to it over and over and over again. You have to share the business over and over and over again in different aspects. And so that's why we post every single day, because that gets our face on Facebook, that gets our business on Facebook. They're watching that. But not only that, we're updating our story. So if they go to our story, they're going to see it again, and it's going to be there again, and your personality is going to be there again, and who you are is going to be there again, and the business is going to be there again, and the products are going to be there again. And it's just going to be a consistent thing that's going to keep popping up into their life. And then the third thing is doing your follow-ups. Doing your follow-ups is so important because you're popping up into their inbox every single week. I'm sure that your enroller did this to you, and you have to really sit there and think about it. If you're someone who took a while, I know it took me an entire year to get started. So when you really think about it, how many times did your enroller reach out to you? How many times did your enroller talk to you about the business or the products or something along those lines that you either ignored them, or you ghosted them, or you said yes, but then you never got started, then you said yes and you never got started, and over and over and over again? It's like this big routine, okay? But you saw them on Facebook constantly. You saw their story, you saw their Facebook post, you saw them popping up in your inbox. That was them watering the seed that they planted in your head. And so what is happening is it needs to make a full circle. If you're not, say you're adding people, but you're not messaging, what are you doing? You've got that packet of seeds just sitting in your drawer. You're not going to make any money from that. You're not going to grow any plants just by it sitting in your back pocket, So making sure that you're messaging. And then if you're messaging, but you're not doing your follow-ups, what's going to happen is you're going to see that those plants are eventually going to die, or someone else is going to harvest that plant because you're not doing the full circle of what you need to do. So following up is important. Same with posting. If you are not posting, chances are someone else is. So they're going to go with that person who's being consistent more than that person who is not being consistent. They want to go with that person who's working their business and is confident in their business more than they will go with someone who is not. And so being that person, even if you're new, being that person who stays consistent, being that person who takes quitting off the table and learns the business and learns to grow themselves as a person, people are going to take you a lot more seriously, and you're going to get a lot more people who are going to actually enroll with you within the next 3 to 6 months. Know that this is a business, and know that you're going to grow it over time. Know that your goals are coming, and you just have to grow your mindset. You have to change your mindset, and you have to learn the circle, and doing the circle every day, creating a habit. And I believe it's like 90 days that it takes to create a habit, and all you do is you do it for 90 days. And when you're doing it, it's going to create that habit, and then eventually it's going to come like a second nature to you to just do these things. So what I do on my 6 list is I have a piece of paper in front of a binder, and it has my 6 list right on it. And every single morning when I wake up early in the morning before my kids wake up, I go down through and I do every single thing on that list. And at the end of the night before I go to bed, what I do is I go through that list, and if I haven't completed certain ones, I will go ahead and do them. I'll go ahead and do them at that point. I'll do them before I go to bed, because you don't want to go to sleep until you finish your 6 list, because that's how you know that you're staying consistent, is by checking off your 6 list every single day, knowing that you're doing it every single day. Some people just write it out and they post it in their house, anywhere, on their cupboards or on their walls, or wherever you need to put it, your bathroom mirror, wherever you need to put it in order to keep yourself consistent is so important. So make the full circle, learn how to master that circle. It's going to take time. So give yourself that time to learn how to master that circle. And the more that you learn, the more trainings that you watch, or the more that you interact with your upline, the more you're going to learn. Okay, so give yourself that time, and we'll see you on day number 7.